Our healthy e-com webinar right here on Thursday evening. We're super excited to be here. My name is Tracy Straub. I'm the Vice President of Innovation and Growth at GetHealthy.store, and with me is Chelsea Newman, our Senior Sales Executive. We're really excited to be here to talk about our concept this month, which is allergies. What's up, Chelsea? How you doing? Courtney's in the background. She may pop in from time to time, but
I'm doing good. We have our Santa Ana winds blowing today, so the allergies couldn't be more of a pertinent talk, honestly.
You have to tell me what those are. Judy says that all the time, and I have seen it on The Holiday. Great movie, by the way, but I really never understood what they were.
It's really amazing, actually. I didn't experience it until I moved to California, but it's hot winds. So it's about 90 degrees right now, and the wind blows, and it's really, really hot. Of course, it blows everything around, and there's potential for fire. But the first time I ever felt it, it was kind of amazing. But your allergies go nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that doesn't sound fun. Well, this season is allergy season, and we're talking here at Get Healthy. The products that we've onboarded, we have some new great products, but the ones that we chose this month are specifically for you to help understand what is the root of your allergy and how can you naturally help your body overcome them. So we're going to run through some products. We actually have two really great special guests coming on, and we'll introduce them when they're ready. But we're going to just jump into a few of our featured products this month. First is our Amio Life pH Balanced Alkaline Silver Solution. Chelsea, I didn't know there was so many differences with colloidal silver, but I had a whole lesson with Doug Godkin, who is the CEO of Amio Life. And basically what structured silver means is that the silver molecule is actually bound to the water molecule. So it can be excreted from the body, which a lot of people worry about a buildup of colloidal silver in their system, especially kids that have things like MTHFR. And so when I talked to Doug, he's like, ours doesn't stick around. It actually is ionized so much that it actually bonds with allergens and different bacteria and viruses and will be excreted from the body without any residual effects.
That's pretty amazing. I use it all the time topically as well. So you can mix this with anything. Shingles patients, it's pretty amazing to mix alkaline silver with DMSO, and you can get some really phenomenal results.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, there's a little tip. That's great.
Yeah.
That's because I didn't know that. So they also have a gel. They have a gel with aloe. So a lot of great products by Amio Life. And this month they are on special for all our practitioners that have a Get Healthy store. You can go on there and onboard this product. You can opt into what we call our patient engagement program. And patient engagement program is awesome because this allows you to have a little bit of marketing to your entire email list. And we do that on your behalf. Our incredible marketing director, Courtney Bell, does that. So if you're interested, Courtney will send out an email, I'm sure, after this webinar this week. You can simply opt in. These will be onboarded to your store, and you can start selling Amio Life products, which I think they're amazing. So, all right, next on the list, Chelsea, Da Vinci Aller DMG. How awesome. So I like to do
requested products, actually. Highly, highly requested.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
So I know I love it, but I'm biased because this is a product that I've had great results with. Lots of good nutrients in there, N-acetylcysteine, quercetin, DMG. Obviously those are things that are going to help with lung function, and quercetin. That was kind of all the rave this year with quercetin and helping to modulate any type of inflammatory response.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good product. Can be used in multiple different instances. Have you used this one with children?
Yeah, you can use this with children. Very easy to take. I mean, you can just break it open if you don't want to give capsules, but they do have other forms of Aller DMG, which is in liquid. We just chose the capsule, but tons of things for respiratory function. So check this out, guys, because it's a great product and it works really, really well. So next on the list is Seeking Health Histamine Block. And we were having a little chat right before here. This is what I call my rescue. So this is kind of like my equivalent to Benadryl. You need something fast, something quick. This should always be in your apothecary. You should always have this on hand, really important. So this actually helps with providing enough diamine oxidase, which is an enzyme that stops histamine response. And when people get histamine from seasonal allergies or even from foods, this is the enzyme that they are lacking. And it actually comes from a front end load of B vitamins, but that's way too much for this.
I'm excited to try this one. I have a lot of allergy patients, and I don't have something like this in my apothecary.
Yeah, so good stuff. Well, Chelsea, I know that you actually personally know this next company very well.
Yes.
And I'd like to know more about this because these are on my personal store, and I think this test is incredible.
This is an incredible test. There's 3 versions of it, and it's actually become a cornerstone of my practice. So we'll be having James come on. One of my least favorite things to do in my practice is elimination diets or meal planning. So this completely takes care of both of those. What it is a dry blood spot test. You could do a blood draw, but there's no reason to. Someone can purchase it directly through your store. The kit gets sent to them. They do a little finger prick, and they can send it back in. There's 3 versions of the test you can run: a FIT 22, 132, and 176. They test for 132 foods, 22 foods, or 176. And the test takes 7 days, business days, to turn around. James will go through the science of it. It's extremely sensitive, so you don't get any false positives. And they get a really easy, done-for-you plan where they can see how reactive they are to any kinds of foods. They'll also get a done-for-them meal plan. It's just been, kind of a game changer for those people who don't want to eliminate anything. I also use it. You get a scale of green to red of how reactive you are to certain foods. And the green becomes a wonderful way to put together a shopping list for a patient as you move forward. So I love to start with a cleanse while this is going in and getting processed. Then they're able to see their results as they reintroduce foods, and it can be an absolute game changer. There's some clinical trials here with anxiety and IBS and IBD that James can talk us through a little bit more.
Yeah, well, that all sounds incredible. So actually, James White is here. So we'd like to bring James on and introduce him. We're really excited to have some guests on today, especially James. James, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. I know we haven't met personally, but I'm Tracy. It's great to meet you. And of course, you know Chelsea.
Oh, you're muted.
When you're done, James.
We're missing his amazing.
You never sounded so good, James. You never sounded so good. That's okay. We'll get you unmuted. Make sure that you choose the right audio. So in the meantime, while we find James, no problem. So in the meantime, let's just move into our last product, and we'll bring James back to go through the science because I think it's really, really good. So these are all the products that you will find on the Get Healthy stores for the practitioners that have onboarded them that will be on sale this month. So great savings for the consumer, incredible deals, and just a great product for anybody to have in their home. I didn't even know we sold allergy machines, Chelsea, but here they are. We sell
they're one of our best sellers. So this is Austin Air Allergy Machine. I have some doctors in Houston and Austin who do a phenomenal job with selling these because they filter particles smaller than COVID. So of course, everyone really wanted that. But in terms of allergies, so cedar fever, anything like that, this is imperative to have in your home. These work really well. You can get a couple for the office if you need to, but absolutely one of our best sellers. One of our top doctors uses this in a really unique way. He's a plastic surgeon, and he deals with puffy eyes all the time. So people come in, they think they need surgery, and he's like, actually, no, let's treat your allergies. Let's treat your detoxification pathways. And at the end of it, they realize, okay, I really didn't need surgery. I just have a lot of edema around my eyes. So many different ways that you can bring this in. Of course, if you're dealing with anyone with skin issues, you're going to want something like this in the house. And depending on where you live, I live by the beach, but I drive into LA all the time. LA has some of the worst air quality in the United States, actually in the world. So a really important thing to be talking to your patients about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I didn't know. Now I know. I'm going to have to onboard them onto my store. Well, Courtney probably already did because she uses store as a testing ground for most campaigns. But we're going to see if James is ready to come back on. And if he is, we'll gladly get into the KBMO testing because this is incredible. I just actually started scripting a lot of these tests. I really like the flow, like you said. I think it's really practitioner friendly. You get everything in one place. And that's exactly what you said. I love the fact that you don't have to think through of like, what do I tell them to eat now? That's the best part, because who has time to do those things? It's just a lot of stuff in the background.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. It's really hard to manage, you know.
Courtney, do we want to move into our new product and bring James on in a minute? Let's do that. Okay, we're going to
One
do
thing I
that.
did want to add about the Austin Air is we do have all the colors as well, so you can bring those and make it look aesthetically pleasing in the home.
Well, that's what matters.
Yeah, you gotta fit in.
That's right. It's got to be zen. All right. Well, we're going to bring on Daniela, because this is our new inductees to Get Healthy store. And one of our first ones is welcome to the platform, Alive Innovations. And we're really excited to have this product line. These are some sublingual tabs and veggie caps. So really important to have multiple delivery systems with your products. So we're just going to let her come on. I know she's brought a little bit of a PowerPoint, and so we're excited to have you on. Hey, Daniela, how are you?
Hey.
Here's Courtney.
Yeah, we're actually going to bring on Jared. So yeah, Daniela, did you want to introduce yourself? And I don't know what is going on with the audio.
I'm not sure. I don't think Courtney wants anyone else to talk but me. Let me try to test real quick.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I don't know. So let's
Jared,
try.
Yeah, let's try Jared.
Jared, do you have audio? Daniela will be.
Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me? Okay.
We have a winner.
Did we lose Daniela?
Hi, Jared. It's nice to meet you. Welcome, and thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you introduce yourself and give us a little background on KBMO?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you for inviting us on. We actually have one of our doctors that's going to be joining us, hopefully if he can get logged in. But my name is Jared Murray from Alive Innovations. We started Alive Innovations back in 2016, as you can see. And one of the major impetus with this is to develop a new line of products that are specifically targeted. So that's what Alive Innovations does. And we made a very formidable effort to incorporate new technology, which is my background. And then also I was a director of research and development for a nutraceutical company for a number of years that our family owned as well. And wanted to, what bothered me with products is they always had usually some additional fillers or things like that in them. And so what we did is with Alive Innovations is we specifically targeted it to try to remove as many of those fillers if at all possible. Oh, we have Daniela on. Thank you. So what we did with Alive Innovations is try to roll all this together and make sure the product is innovative in some way, is bioavailable, and is exceptional, meaning that they have to be able to feel a difference. And everything that we have in our repertoire, we don't keep it in if it doesn't make a difference. And so we are very conscious of making sure that and all of these products, uniquely, my background is in biofeedback and bioenergetics. So what you'll find there's a lot of really good products, and the better the product is, the better they will test bioenergetically. But it's not always just having a good product. It's about having the synergy with specific products. So that's what we've really worked hard to put together in our line to make sure they're bioavailable, synergistic, and they're specific to specific causes and issues that doctors may face.
Wow, it's amazing. I don't know if we have audio with Daniela. Are you able to talk yet?
Yes.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, so you just tell me when you want the slides advanced. I'm going to step back and just let you go.
Okay, no, just go ahead, please, with the next slide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So one of the key things here that, do we have Dr. Rahman on yet, Daniela?
I'm not sure.
We'll check. Dr. Rahman's going to come on and to discuss a few of the products. But the other neat thing that we do differently than most with our products is we actually collaborate. We have hundreds and hundreds of doctors that we work with that are experts in their field. And anybody that's searching for a solution to a health problem, often knows they have to go from one island to the next island to the next island. And so what we try to do is we pool that concentrated information into people, into our system here, and then we share that with other practitioners that are working with. So that's why we have a few different products out there that are very targeted and have a lot of research, which we can explain more in a second. And the other thing about the uniqueness of what we do is we always look for, when you're dealing with bioenergetics, one of the often times that people don't understand is we can generally understand or see a molecular shift about 5 to 7 years before a major event. So what does that mean? If someone feels run down, or someone feels like they're not clicking on all 4 or 6 or 8 cylinders that they have, what we specialize in doing with the technology is looking at those aspects. But when we looked at those digital aspects and those deficiencies that possibly are apparent with people, we had to have a way to fix it. And that's where the products come in that we're introducing tonight. They specifically target those areas and fill the gaps. So as an example, if a person doesn't need more vitamin K or vitamin D, then they shouldn't have to take it. So we specifically target products in different regions that fill the gaps where people have for specific issues. So that's really how we've kind of set ourselves apart, and we're very heavily focused on very result driven with our team of experts.
Dr. Rahman is just joining. So
He's joining? Okay,
yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
So while he's joining, I can start off by introducing one of the many products that we have that people might be interested in knowing more about. Everybody's into this detox craze. Everybody wants to have something to help eliminate, especially after pathogens or things that we're exposed to, environmental variables, free radicals. There's a lot of cellular damage that happens with those things. So we're very cognizant of that. And one of the products that I wanted to chat for a moment about was our Body DX. And oftentimes people say, well, it's a detox product. Well, not just any detox. We try to balance it. So what we typically do when we're developing a product is we look and we actually test it virtually in a simulation with the bioenergetics that we have from all of the clients and patients that we come in and see how they do. And then we measure those responses and we see what can we do to make it better. And that's one of the things that we always are trying to do to make better. But specifically about Body DX, one of the major things when you're doing IV therapy, you'll go in and have EDTA or something like that. And some doctors don't often give nutrient support. This product, Body DX, is designed in a comprehensive way to actually deliver the nutrients that you need to help support cellular regeneration, but also because EDTA is agnostic, it can pull out good minerals as well as bad. We bring in and introduce into the body the minerals that it does need to help balance the body. So in this formulation, as an example, includes things like MSM, dandelion, camu milk thistle. The EDTA is one of the paramount components of the product. But we also support the liver function, the drainage pathways through alpha lipoic and different types of mushrooms and NMN. And then also we incorporated NAD because brain health nowadays is so paramount. And we see so many problems with whether it's calcification in the brain or potential lead issues, things like that. Those are all issues that we all face. And as we get older, we need something to help keep us healthy. So this product was uniquely balanced. And then the one thing that we found, and this is a new version that we're releasing too, is we used to have, just to give you an example of how we work, is we had zeolite that we primarily used. And in the formula, we realized that, as we mentioned on the sign there, the slide, is that zeolite wasn't binding exactly like we thought. When we have the impurities coming out, we don't see it coming. It's not binding properly. And we have other sophisticated urine analysis equipment that we use to measure these things. And so we introduced a unique type, a unique strain of fulvic or humic acid. And what we found is the ionic exchange between those cells was amazing. So that's an example of where if we see something that we're not 100% with, we'll change it and move on to those next levels. Do we have Dr. Rahman on?
Oh, good evening, everyone. I'm sorry.
There he is.
Just a little late in getting on.
And I'd like to introduce you, if you have your microphone on. This is Dr. Rahman. He's a PhD, MD, and an ND, and we're privileged to work with someone of his stature. And he has been invaluable resource of energy and knowledge that we use to help in formulation and things with Alive Innovations. And this is an example of the caliber of people that we team up with. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Rahman, maybe give us a 411.
Thank you very much. Again, my apologies for being just a little bit on the tardy side. I am a busy practitioner like a lot of you, and I'm constantly looking for ways that I can help improve the quality of the care that I provide for patients and clients. I mean, my practice is pretty varied. I have a lot of different things going on, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but I actually have done a lot in the way of German biological medicine, taking into account some of the energetic EAV type testing and so on. And I bring to the forefront the diagnostics, which integrate really well with the nutraceuticals and something we're going to introduce to you as well today, the microblend formula. So I have a lot of wonderful protocols I'd love to be able to share one day with you, but today is an introduction, and I'll give it back to Jared and just take us through the company information.
Yeah, we covered most of that. I think we did cover the Body DX formula, but one of the things that often happens with detox formulas is they need some synergy with lymphatics, and that's sometimes missing from formulation. So while we have a very good formulation, we discussed this formula a little bit already in depth, but this is just a recap of how we design something, and we're not afraid of changing it to making it better. We appreciate feedback we get from hundreds of different doctors that we work with on our unique formulations. Some, just so you know, that have been also studied in IRBs and a lot of other research that's available to you. And then we have other things that support the pathways. We have one that Dr. Rahman is going to introduce in a little bit called CysDX, but this one here, which I'll introduce, and then Dr. Rahman can tell you a little bit more about, is our Allergy Pro. Who doesn't need allergy support? So if you want to go ahead and explain that, Dr. Rahman.
Sure. I mean, this is probably by far, of course, right now, as I'm in one of the more temperate areas where we're moving into spring, it's something that I find myself prescribing a lot. But, it's not just about dealing with the environmental related allergies. A lot of what we see in practice now, we can classify as that mast cell activation syndrome. And I believe this particular remedy also works very, very well in that regard. And I'm not sure exactly how much you covered of the wonderful microblend remedies, but I think this is coming up to almost a decade that I've been using these types of medicines in my practice. And I really love them because they combine almost a trinity of an approach that is very different than using the nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals are fantastic, don't get me wrong. They're like the building block, especially when we're looking for a deep, nourishing formulation. And of course, the Alive Innovations and Alive for Health formulas have a wonderful way of taking that which is new and exciting in terms of research and putting it there. But what I wanted to tell you is that the remedies here in Microblend are actually put together so that they cover off oxygenating, regenerating aspects, metabolic aspects of the way that the body functions. But what's interesting is that it's doing this in a very small physiological dosing or manner. And so we call this the moxie, if you will, of the remedies. Each one of them has a special signature or a special target. And so for the Aller balance, for example, I see this one as actually really helping to balance, literally, the interleukin sort of cascade that we can have, that sort of chemistry of things like the IL-4 and IL-5 mediators of that allergic response. So this helps to pull the brakes back on that. I also like sort of combining these microblends with nutraceuticals because I feel these remedies help to put together the receptor aspect, or helps to influence the receptor chemistry in a way that, maybe allows, in fact, our nutraceuticals to have better targets. And so, as you were mentioning, sometimes with this particular remedy, I can actually look at combining it with some of the more lymphatic related remedies, like just such as the one that you've got up there right now. So,
Yeah.
why
we
don't you?
did we worked hard to create these to generate or be more akin to almost like a nutritional supplement, but yet with an herbal compound and supportive homeopathic type component that helps to really get to the core issues. So yeah, we appreciate that. I think they probably want us to keep moving on, so we'll take a look at one other one. Is our H951X. It's not it's probably something that you've not heard of. It's derived from Halen. So if you do some research on Halen, this is the only product around. We're proud to be in a partnership with Halen for this product, and it comes from a concentrated fermented soy. And most people think of soy, oh my word, no, I need to stay away from the soy. In the fermentation process, really takes on a whole new approach in how the body handles it and its benefits in the body. We don't have enough time to go into all the details tonight, but there's a lot of great research on how it supports the effects of morphing cells that are morphing out of control, but also how it helps play a role in DNA methylation as well. And there's a lot of science behind that as well. And the cool thing with this is we actually bound it with a new technology that we have that is like an emulsifier. It's a NanoX technology. It's an all natural. It's actually oil type of oil based product, but it actually helps the body to absorb that. So in our product line, you're going to notice whether it's Immunex or Gravex or some of these other high-end products, you'll see that NanoX nutrient blend. And what that is that's a unique emulsifier that helps us to make the product more bioavailable. And the nice thing with it, because it also has an antifungal and antibacterial principles to it, helps to boost T cell immunity, but it also helps support liver pathways. There's I had a doctor just call me and she says, I have to tell you, we had amazing results. To give you an example, young woman that was approaching puberty had a horrible time with balancing hormones. The unique thing with this is it can bind to those estrogen receptors to help flag the body and says, hey, this is what we're producing, and to be able to tamp down that area, all the while supporting.
Yeah. I was going to mention to my biggest, sorry to interrupt you, but my biggest success with this one has actually been in menopausal women, where I was thinking, okay, what else can I give to you that can actually help can help your symptoms, because sometimes it can be so aggressive. But this remedy has worked effectively, because just as Jared is mentioning, it kind of sits there and has a mimicking effect, if you will, on those estrogen receptors, which is sometimes what we need. Block it up, stop it from firing.
Great product. It is a liquid cap, which you'll find out a lot of our unique products are in liquid caps. So, and then like we mentioned earlier, this Dr. Rahman will explain more. Oftentimes, you need, with a good detox product, the missing link is usually the thing that supports the drainage process throughout the rest of the body. Dr. Rahman, you want to explain?
So we've got the slide up for, it's a smaller sort of print there. I can't see. It's SYSDX. Okay, very good. So what I love about this is an all-in-one formula, if you will. It's an inclusive formula. Sometimes in sort of other companies, if you will, you've got to use a formula or a remedy for the lymphatics. You've got to use a formula or remedy for the renal functions or for the liver functions and the lungs and the skin. And what's beautiful about this is we can actually take that in one foul swoop. And again, the delivery system here makes it that much easier. Instead of counting the drops out sometimes when we've got these liquid tincture-like things, we can just spray it directly into the mouth, which makes it all that much more easy.
Yeah, we
Compliance
did this.
Is such an issue, right?
Yeah, we did this also too, because a lot of times we didn't like the concentrate alcohol, so it helps to disperse that more readily, makes it more bioavailable, and a lot easier to take.
Absolutely. Sometimes I just, if we really are going to have difficulties with compliance, I'll just ask patients to take it right before bed, for
Yeah.
example. And here again, we've got that wonderful sort of triad, if you will, of the three different areas where we've got restoration and regeneration as an important aspect here too. And some of the Alive Innovation formulas do contain some of the glandular components, and this is also, in effect, helping to support that regenerative influence or stem cell activation, even, if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's nice about this formula, and I know we're probably crunched on time here, but it has the aspects of working both with the of drainage and detoxification. And these
Yeah.
words that you see them or you hear them a lot sort of worked together or used together. And I like to actually think of it as the drainage part is actually opening things up, moving things through. Whereas this remedy, because it's got the influence on a more deeper cellular level, is working at that influence of detox, really sort of
Yeah.
metabolically and cellularly.
Yeah, all of these, the liquid blends can be imprinted as well. So there's a lot to choose from, and we're always making more. So we appreciate it. Appreciate you guys having us.
Looks like a great line. Thank you so much for onboarding with us here at Get Healthy. I'm going to definitely look into that for my own store. So I
Yeah.
appreciate all the input.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So who were your formulators of your line?
Well, I worked in research and development for about 17 years, and then we have Dr. Rahman, who is, been with us for a long time. We have a host of other MDs and NDs, DCs, and so forth that contribute to the company as well.
Nice.
I help formulate some of the microblend
Yeah.
line as well.
Well, I like the idea of the micronutrients and complementing them with, other nutraceuticals. It's a great concept. And I love how you have this whole trifecta going on so that you don't miss any pathways from front end push to detoxification. So Alive Innovations is ready to be onboarded to your Get Healthy store. You just go back to the product section in your admin section and curate these products. It's so easy to do. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for being on here tonight. We really appreciate having you.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right. Have a
Have a
good
great
evening.
evening, everyone.
Good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we are back and we just have a few more people to introduce. Let's get Chelsea back on. She's trying to hide back there, but I got you. So a couple more welcome to the platform. This is NutriHeal. This is actually developed by some medical professionals, actually surgeons, to help people recover from undergoing surgery and just prepping their body better. I mean, what a banner concept, right?
Yeah.
Hey, ready to have surgery and be able to recover.
Yeah,
So,
I know. Seems strange.
actually, it's a really good product, and it has a lot of research behind it. So this is NutriHeal. You can find this on the curation page of your back admin where you go for products. And last but certainly not least, Transformation. This is a Transformation enzymes. They have more than enzymes. They have probiotics too, but a really good product, digestive and systemic enzymes. I don't know about you, Chelsea, but I use systemic enzymes a lot in my practice.
I use them a lot. I use them heavily for inflammation and pre and post surgery as well. They've got the two pathways, so many people can be using them.
Yeah. So guys, if you don't know what systemic enzymes are, they're used in between meals to do exactly what Chelsea was saying, to help with inflammation, to help with encapsulated proteins. I use them a lot with Lyme and breaking down biofilms, especially nattokinase. So great product. This is on our platform. Make sure that you onboard these guys, and all of these products that you saw and heard about tonight are on special all month long for our allergy season. So make sure that you get engaged with our patient engagement program and onboard these products so you can make some really good sales. Chelsea, any tips from the e-com world?
No, just really making some cute, funny videos. I think allergies are something that you can really make humorous, and there's no shortage of content when it comes to them. So not being afraid to be a little bit goofy when you talk about these things. And focus with kids too. We've seen a big spike with some people doing really good with kids and allergies. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, awesome stuff. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you to all our special guests. Welcome to our new brands. And I look forward to everybody taking care of allergies as a practitioner, right? We have to have the right products. That's what you need. All right, guys, thanks for joining us tonight for Healthy Ecom. We will be back next month. Make sure you get these products and sign up for that patient engagement program. Courtney's waiting.
Thank you, everyone.